Just thought I'd share something really cool with you guys. You know, it was Mother's Day last week. Well, I bought Mel. In France they do this thing where they'll make you a bread loaf and they'll write your name on the label. So I got one of those for Mother's Day, and they spelt it a bit wrong, but I think you'll agree that it's still the right name. What's up? How you doing? We're back in the UK, but dreaming of France. So, as you know, most of you know, we're back in the UK now, but we were in France for quite a while. And just before we came back, we visited quite a few aires while we were kind of hanging around in France and waiting to decide where to go, and then heading back up to the UK. And one thing we had to wait around for, our dog Dexter, as most of you know, he was a bit ill. So we were trying to kind of hang around the vets that we'd found that we liked. So rather than waiting and staying in the same site night after night, because I think it was maybe about a period of about 10 days, we visited a few different ones, and we thought we'd share them with you. So we found 3 aires here that are in kind of central France, near Brive, if we know that town, which is kind of quite near to Limoges. And they're all nice, they're all different. Some of them are from a chain of air sites called Camping Car Park, and one of them is just a standalone random site. I will probably pronounce some names wrong. I may get some information wrong, but here are 3 nice airs in central France, and I hope you enjoy them. Bonjour mon ami. So I've got an interesting air for you today. We are in a place called Donzenac, maybe that's how you say it. You know what I'm like. And this is a motorhome air with 26 spaces, run by the Camping Car Park. It was a little tricky to find, but I think it was worth it. We've had some issues, but I still think this is a good place nonetheless. So if I swing round, there it is. Normal stuff that you get at these type of sites. You get some good signage generally, and then there's a barrier, and you have your camping car card, which I haven't got with me, but I'll flash up a picture. And you top up your card with money, and then you go in, and all the services are included, which is pretty cool, and they're always quite reasonably priced. I think this one was like €11.99, which is, you know, what's that? About £11, I would guess, current exchange rate, for everything. And it's a really nice site. Yeah, its location is what's good, even though it's tricky to find. We've got a supermarket. There's another camper coming in, but there's a supermarket just down the road, very close, with laundry facilities, which is awesome, and we're going to use them shortly to get the washing done for the week. Then theres water, and obviously drainage, and everything else you would need. So this is a water terminal. There's the black water, and we've got 2 drive over drains, which I think is pretty cool. They've got an extra one, and you can go each side. Here are the bins, and another bin there. I haven't actually checked one of the. Yeah, one of them is recycling, which is good. There's our entranceway again, and there we are. We're just filling up. But what's good about this place is its location. You've got the shop right next to you, which is convenient. You can walk there. You've got the village, which we're not going to have time to go into today because our dog's got sick again today, so I've got to go to the vet yet again, to a French vet. Luckily they're not too expensive, but anyway, I digress. We've got the A20 really close. You can actually hear it. It's right on the brow of this hill in the background, which some people may not like. I didn't think the noise was too intrusive last night, but being so close to the A20, it was really easy to get here from Bordeaux, which you are only 3 hours from. So I would call this a really good functional site, but actually quite a pretty one for these type of sites. We know that motorhome airs, you're not paying the most money. It's not always going to be the most beautiful location in the world, But this one actually is pretty. You can tell it's only a few years old, but they've got some nice shrubs planted, which somebody said on Part for the Night, and they're right. In a couple of years they'll be a bit better. They haven't quite grown out yet, but it's going to be a really nice site. You've got the different pitches are all kind of rubber matted and stone, so they're nice. They're all kind of level-ish, and it's just a good site. It's in a good location. Like I said, 3 hours from Bordeaux. You are 10 minutes from the town of Brive, which is meant to be beautiful. Probably about an hour from Limoges, and it's a good site. I think this is a good functional site. The only issue which we've had today, and I've not had this on one of these sites before, is that we woke up and then I realised the electric was off, and I went and checked the breaker. There's the breakers on the power points, and that seemed to be working, and then I thought, what's going on here? So we relocated, and it's still not working. So I've either got a problem on my motorhome or the whole electric has gone on the site, and there's only been one other camper here, and they haven't moved their blinds yet, so I'm not going to go and ask them. I mean, this guy's just arrived, but he's not going to know. He ain't gonna know. He don't know about this place. So yeah, I think really good site. Once again, these sites are quite good. Then I'm going to do maybe a vlog on these type of sites, on these camping car park sites, because some people love them and some people hate them, and maybe we'll talk about the pros and the cons. But this one, quite a pretty, good, functional site that if you're on a journey, like I said, Bordeaux, maybe you're going east to west, maybe you're going north to south, this is a good place to stop. We're going to go and get some pastries and go to the vet. Morning. So we are at another lovely aire, a nice functional aire in the town of Objat, which is, we're not far away from where we were last night actually. The vet saga continues, or I'll go into this more later. But basically, we found somewhere else to stay because we didn't want to go to back to the first place because the Wi-Fi was rubbish and there was no power, you know. So we've come somewhere else, really lovely. So this is the camping aire of Objat. There are some roadworks, so it was a bit tricky to find it, but we got there. And it probably sounds, it's a bit fresh, but it's pretty nice today, but it might sound like there's a massive storm here. And that's because it's got this amazing feature right here. Check this out. There's a weir, a lovely weir, right next to the aire. So here's the aire. We tried to park as close to it with the door facing out so we could see it, so we could steal the view, which worked. It was really nice. But it sounds like, it's really relaxing. It sounds a bit like white noise at night. But it sounds like you're in a storm. I don't know if you've ever been in a storm in your motorhome, but it's kind of unnerving yet fun. And I keep thinking there's a storm happening outside, but it's just the sound, the big rustle of that weir. It's really beautiful. But I would say this site is just under 10 euros. It's €9.75, and it is really beautiful. People on Part for the Night said it was beautiful, but they said it was busy. And I'd say that yeah, it's mildly busy. I mean, it's Friday and there's about 6 campers here. There was probably about 8 or 9 last night, but it's got everything you need. It's just got beautiful demarked pitches with these bushes and these lovely trees. Really is very nice. There's lots of reds on the bushes, as you can't see. Well, I'll do a close-in shot so you can see it. There is a hut with some sinks just at the entrance, and you pay by card at the barrier, so you don't have to worry about having change. There's electric points scattered around. There's not one per pitch, but there's like pillars around with 4 points on. There is a park over on the side over there, and it's got a small fence surrounding it, and I don't know if there's CCTV. Yeah, there's can see some CCTV at the entrance, and it's just lovely. I'd say the pitches are quite close together, which some people have complained that this place gets too busy, as I said earlier. Maybe that's the case, I'm not sure, but right now it feels alright. There's a few not so great things, or things that are a little bit more inconvenient. Obviously there's a roadworks getting here, but that's not going to be here forever. The Wi-Fi isn't great. Once again, Wi-Fi on the airs. It doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. Most of you probably aren't bothered about Wi-Fi, but we have to have data because we have to work when the kids go to bed. That's our lifestyle. That's how we keep our business going. So if we haven't got Wi-Fi, then it costs us an extra £5 a day, which for internet and data. So we prefer to have a site with Wi-Fi if we can, because it saves us that little bit of money. £5 a day soon adds up when you're working 7 days a week. But the other thing is it's on the Jeton water system. Now, if you, I haven't spoken about this before, but we've stayed at a couple of sites where this is a thing. It's very, very popular in France. I haven't seen it in Germany. And jeton is the French word for token. And to access the water here, you need to get a token, which you can't buy on site. There's no dispensary at the actual bit that you pay. So you have to go and find the mairie, which is basically the French town hall. And that's only open till 5. And it was a pain last night because we arrived at about 4 o'clock and we'd had a traumatic experience at the vets, well I had, sitting there while my dog was under anaesthetic having its stuff done to it. I won't go into that. And you know, you just kind of want to set up your rig and you want to get ready, and then to find out that you can plug in and you can park up, but you're going to have to move and go back and get water, and you've got to go and find where the mairie is. And it was a bit of a pain because I walked into town and it was only like 15 minutes walk, but I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. My French is okay, and I was just like, where is it? I was looking on Google Maps. And then I found the tourist information, but that was shut, but that had a notice saying that I could buy one at a newsagent called Press. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, I managed to find it, I managed to get one in the end. It probably took about 40 minutes of walking around the town, and then I had to get back here. Fill it with water, and you get 100 litres for €2 for this jeton, this token. So I would say that is a bit inconvenient. It's always sites where they've got that system. It's good because it forces you to go out into the community, and it forces you to go out and speak to people, and I actually got to practice a bit more French, which is good because I want to get better at it, but we get quite lazy, don't we, and we just shy away, and we like all these automated systems. But it was just a bit inconvenient because I didn't know that this site was like that. You can buy multiple if you were staying here for a few days. You know, you can buy more than one. But overall, it's a really, really lovely, pretty site with a nice town. I liked the bits that I saw. So I think I'd recommend this stay. As I said before, we're in central France. This is a great place to stop off if you're going down to Spain or Portugal. You know, maybe you've got across the ferry and you want to put a few hours in and get away from Calais. These are the right type of stops for you. Or if you're just milling around and you're going around France and you're just looking for somewhere nice to stay for a couple of nights, this is an area you could stay at for a few nights. It's not just one of those one-night stops. You can walk into town, find some food. Like I said, you've got the park here. The sound of the water is beautiful. We're going to stay here maybe tonight again, I'm not sure. We've got another appointment. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like this. And see you in another exciting sort of air. Hey, bye-bye. Bonjour encore. Practicing my French there. So we're at number 3, third stop now, and this is very, very close to the last one, and we're at a place called Allassac, I think. I'm always going to say I think. This one's really, really nice. We are kind of out at the middle, at the edge of a town, I think at the edge of the town of Allassac, but I can see the Intermarché in the distance. Kind of just past that house. This is great. It's great stuff. This is great footage. It's gonna win a prize. That blur there is a shot. Trust me, doctor. And it's a really nice site. I think it's 15 or 16 spaces. It's run by the camping car park again. €10 for the night. It's got the same push button start-stop meter that we've seen at the first site because it's the same company and it's in the same region. and it's very, very nice. I like this one. We've got a park just behind me over the road. We are next to a mildly busy road, but what I like about this site is it's kind of a mixture of the other two. Actually, it's spaced out a little bit more than the second site, but it's a little bit prettier than the first site. And yeah, I just like the fences. The fences are like this nice little wooden fences here, rather than the horrible green mesh ones. You know, which any fencing is nice. It's nice that you're in a compound and you feel safe, and if you've got kids, you know, they're a little bit more secure. But this just looks a little bit more ranch-like, and it feels, yeah, just a little bit more beautiful. So yeah, I think this is good. A few people made note about this one on Part for the Night and said that it's difficult to manoeuvre between the stones. You've got these stone pillars just here next to the motorhome which demark the pitches. Can you see it? Just there. And the wooden posts. But to be honest, and this is not me being like, well, oh, yeah, I can drive anything. I don't really think there's an issue. The spaces aren't really tight unless you're in like a massive camper. And Lord knows I've had my accidents, as you may have seen from my first month driving this thing. If you haven't seen that, check that out, because you'll see what I did within 3 weeks of having this camper. And it's not even ours. But yeah, generally I think the room is quite good. I think the road surface is lovely. The pitches aren't that level, I would say, but it's really, really good. I think the park is a real bonus, and the shopping really in walking distance. I mean, that's like 300 meters or something. So we might stay here for a couple of days now and just recharge, just relax, take the kids to the park, do some baking. One thing I would say, and this goes for both the first air that we looked at and this one, is the electricity tripping is... I'm starting to think now that when the electricity tripped at the first site, maybe it was my error, because they seem to be very sensitive. I noticed that with this one last night. Right, so what did you think? What did you think of him? I liked him. Our favourite was definitely the last one. We did like the other two, but the last one had everything, in our opinion. I mean, we don't fish, but if you fished, it would be great. There was the river and the weir and the park, and then there was loads of recycling facility. You could walk to the shop. The pitches were lovely. The fencing, you know, I'm not talking about the fencing, but the fencing was lovely. And the bits of slate that were there, I must admit, I did say in the video that there's probably no way you're going to hit those bits of slate. The next day, someone hit one. And I see why now. I want to correct myself, because I thought there's no way you're going to reverse into that. It's massive. It was when he was reversing round and then he was swinging the front end round, because they're kind of high but not high enough that you can actually see. You don't see them in your mirrors because they're just below that height. And then his front end hit it and he nearly ripped off the front bumper. I mean, it was okay, but still, it's not what you want. So if you do go to our favourite site, site number 3, just be careful. I was wrong. You can hit them. I didn't hit them this time, which makes a freaking change. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy these sites. Please let us know if you find any other great sites in France or anywhere else. We are enjoying English sites at the minute. We are in Lincolnshire. There are some cracking sites here. This is our home county, so we'd never visit anything round here other than the normal attractions. So there's going to be a few air vlogs coming from here. We've got a few more from France to come. Lots more other ones you'll find linked in description. But yeah, share your sites, share your lovely places, and tell us where you've been. And thank you very much. Bye bye.